Welcome, everyone. It's a thrill to be with you today, even on this virtual stage, to share in and to celebrate your remarkable accomplishment, graduating from Columbia's Graduate School of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation. It is an accomplishment made even more extraordinary under today's circumstances. Whether you have been with us for 3 semesters, 3 years, or more, this day, which probably seemed unimaginable only a few weeks ago, has finally arrived. And we are all assembled here to cherish this important moment with you. We have always celebrated this transition by reenacting old traditions and rituals, symbolically making the passage from inside the walls of academia to the world beyond. This year, you find yourselves already beyond Columbia's walls, at least the physical walls of Avery, Fairweather, and Schermerhorn, having dispersed in haste to other cities and other homes to find safety in other walls, some familiar and some not, around the world. And yet, despite this dispersal, it is important to mark the passage that you are about to make, which unites you with every other graduating class in the history of GSAPP and of Columbia University. Under inconceivable pressures and uncertainties, you have succeeded with the most inspiring creativity, intelligence, and resilience to complete your degree. I hope you can take this moment to feel unbelievably proud of what you have overcome. Certainly, you have our utmost admiration. While in the past weeks we have worked to bolster the GSAPP family, I want to thank in particular your actual or chosen family and friends who are joining us from around the world. These ties are precious, and there are very few instances in our lives as educators that are as rewarding as meeting the proud and supportive community around our students. To not be able to do this in person, to share a moment of laughter and a warm embrace, to hear with amazement and gratefulness how far you have traveled, and not to mention to indulge in multiple selfies, fills us with the greatest sadness. But this sadness exists together and alongside a feeling of great awe inspired by what your children or friends or our students have accomplished this year. If there was a year to be proud of their achievement beyond the limits of pride itself, this is the year. I also want to extend my deepest and warmest thanks to our faculty and administrators that are sharing this virtual stage with me today. Every year, we recognize the unwavering dedication, commitment, and passion that they bring to the daily practice of teaching. This year, there are no words strong enough to express my gratitude for their Herculean efforts to continue, against all odds, supporting, challenging, and encouraging you all, the next generation of critical thinkers and designers. Today is an important transition for all of us, and in this moment of great uncertainty and upheaval that unsettles all the stabilities we have so carefully attempted to construct for ourselves and for each other, we have the rare privilege to stop and reflect, individually but also collectively, on the meaning of this particular transition. This year, I would like us to not only celebrate the transition between inside and outside, but also recognize and register all that has been lost so that we can, together, move towards all that there is to be found, rethought, and transformed as architects of the built environment. In the past couple of months, I have thought a lot about loss, something that I know I have not been alone in. Everyone in our extended community, and indeed in the world, has experienced tremendous loss across their personal and professional spheres. Lost lives, lost livelihoods, lost footholds in the present, lost dreams for the future. While all of our losses are different and particular, they are all so very real and deeply felt. Please know that I have been here feeling for and feeling with you every day, as I work to bring this academic year to a close safely, and all of you to this once-in-a-lifetime graduation. Your final month in the joyful but rigorous suspended bubble that is academic life putting dreams to paper, proposing new ideas, constructing alternate futures, were hijacked by the tragic realities of a world caught in unprecedented turmoil. And you were all thrown into this turmoil, into negotiating two very difficult and demanding existences without any real time to process. I'm not sure it was space that was lost, but time to make this transition on your own terms, time to be together, time to segue from one mode of being in the world to another. As I thought of you, a personal loss resurfaced for me, one in fact I have never really confronted. I thought I would share it briefly with you today as my way of saying, sharing with you that I've been here, feeling and listening to your grief all along, and noticing my own grief in unexpected ways. I was born in 1973 in Beirut, Lebanon. My very first memory is of my grandmother's home, a beautiful early modernist house outside of the city, in what used to be a small and sparse town called Mameltain, which means bridge or in between. The house was the very first commission for a young architect eager to manifest the optimism of a nation in formation. It connected the sea and the mountains with pilotis facing one way and a stepped topography of gardens rising towards the other. But the most unique feature of it was that the house was built around a palm tree. The tree cut across all 3 floors with the palms exploding at the roof terrace where my cousins and I used to play. I love this house, but my strongest memory of it is the anxiety that revolved around leaving it, the first time at the age of 3 when the Civil War broke, and then later again for yearly family gatherings when the war allowed. It was never the same, but it was always special, maybe more special because we had left it. Every day I was there, reunited and playing with my cousins, was magical. This feeling was always coupled with the sense of a countdown, though, the inevitable moment of leaving again. To delay this moment, my cousin and I would hide my passport, driving my mother crazy as we reenacted and relived the epic drama of separation and isolation. I want to resist my own urge to rationalize or qualify why I'm sharing this with you. I just would like us to invite us all to pause, take stock, and create space for all the things that have arisen in this moment, during this time, and with this crisis. Big grief and little grief. Avery has been a house of sorts for all of you, at the very least a place for you to grow as architects, designers, planners, developers, thinkers. It is here to stay and will forever be ready to welcome you back. Your return and visits to it in years to come might even be more meaningful as a result of our separation and distance in the present. I certainly hope these returns will be soon and often. I know it might be difficult for all of you to hear this now, but this day and what you have experienced and accomplished over the past few weeks will give you tremendous clarity and strength. The clarity to know what is most important to you, and the strength to value and pursue it against all odds. Clarity and strength are invaluable characteristics for architects of the built environment, designers and planners, curators and developers, as we strive to imagine a more creative, equitable, and sustainable world for the future. Our professions are practices that demand passion and dedication, the power of imagination, and astonishing expertise across scales, means, and methods. Our disciplines are stubbornly resilient and wildly optimistic, constantly learning from past failures and critically and creatively transforming themselves, with a unique capacity to hold together the past and the future, the real and the imaginary, the urban and the natural, the local and the planetary, the individual and the collective. At a time of increased fragmentation, polarization, isolation, and dispersion, we have a privileged capacity, I would say even a responsibility, to hold all of these terms together and to occupy a radical middle between realism and idealism. We have the unique ability to reveal and connect dots, to transform those dots into lines and to render these lines into vectors of change. The kind of change we should aspire to build is thoughtful and aspirational, creative and critical. The kind that dares to bring things together, beyond simple and simplistic oppositions, and towards new imaginaries and realities. And your work at the school has already demonstrated this. With every project you took on, every idea you put forth, and every proposition you raised, you demonstrated a way to move beyond constructed oppositions. Again and again, you inspired us with your commitment to drawing things together. Art and science, form and performance, the discursive and the real, the social and the environmental, the experimental and the professional. Architecture, planning, design, and development are all forms of practice uniquely poised to reinvent how we live in our world. Together, they relentlessly assemble diverse parts to create new wholes, and your work has in these past semesters already expanded these parts to be endlessly inclusive, projecting new possibilities for architecture and the built environment to foster fresh, diverse relationships. It is your power to design your future and through it, design the future of our disciplines. Today, there are so many more ways to shape practice and scholarship, so many more ingredients to consider when engaging architecture and all of its disciplines. There are so many more spaces, professional and academic, in need of critical and creative design thinking and making. More than ever, as we have seen through this pandemic and will continue to see in the future, cities, the object of architecture, planning, preservation, and real estate, have emerged as sites of struggle and of interconnected transnational engagement and action towards political, ecological, and social justice. And I'm inspired by the urgency and rigor with which you have absorbed these positions and tackled them as causes in your own design work at GSAPP. This multitude of possibilities is exhilarating but also daunting. They cannot be shouldered alone. It is our collective purpose, and this collectivity, which is so unique to this day, is important to carry forward. So as you move on, I hope you do not forget to take with you the friendships you have forged in your time at the school. They will be invaluable for years to come and made even stronger by the difficult times you experienced and shared in together. The same goes for your teachers, the faculty who engaged, indulged, and challenged your ideas, and offered you guidance in your formation as an architect, designer, planner, curator, preservationist, and developer. These bonds are unique and have a staying power. They grow as you grow in your professional and personal life. The learned, cultivated, and constructed GSAPP family, the note that you wrote and left to your peers that said, "Love you, stay safe," has shown itself in the past few weeks to be one of endless support, care, and empathy. Few moments in life are as completely devouring and intoxicating as academic life. This quality of intellectual pursuit and creative living is a precious and resilient gift, one you will inevitably reopen every time you find yourself needing to rediscover what matters, what inspires and drives you, and what you care to advance most for yourself in the world. In fact, life is often seemingly like the design process itself. It is rarely linear, nor does it play out as expected or planned. But all along you are learning, encountering new ideas, new people, new places, and new possibility for your practice as a unique and privileged means to engage the world. Your time at GSAPP offered a glimpse of what is possible. We never aspire to transmit knowledge in a monolithic or authoritative way, to provide stable answers or reductive solutions. Rather, we aspire to create an intellectual context for your own work, an invitation to recast problems and propose new questions. How you choose to shape the extended field out there will in turn inform what and how we teach in here. This relationship is constructed, it is built and maintained so that both what is inside and what is outside change together. You are the agent of this change, and you are the future. It is a future we do not know yet, but one that we can try to shape together. We must face the challenges of our present moment critically and hopefully. We must hold pessimism and optimism together. We must relentlessly evaluate the status quo and tirelessly propose other ways of being in the world. Architecture and the built environment are intimately connected and at the center of the incredible turbulence we are experiencing today. But this turbulence must prompt us to reimagine how we live, what we do, the way we organize ourselves, and how we recast our relationship to each other, to the planet, and to other species. You all carry the vital and engaged ideas about architecture, cities, and the environment. It is your ideas that we must strive to materialize and apply to the world around us. A few last parting words, which I have shared with your peers in the past. Believe in yourself. What you have accomplished over the past semesters, and especially over the past few weeks, is worthy of this faith. It is your strength to wage as you continue to bring resilience and creativity, pleasure and perseverance together to bear on all that you do. Give your work everything you have, and always remember the passion, intelligence, drive, and aspiration that marked your days here. Continue to believe that nothing is impossible. Bring freshness and boldness, but also care and empathy to your work. Embrace a delicate combination of humility and irreverence. Continue to learn. Be curious. Don't forget to listen and observe. Take your time and make the time to engage everything fully. Follow your instincts. Don't be afraid to fail and then to try again. Today marks the beginning of an incredible adventure, your adventure. Congratulations, everyone. And now we welcome Holiday Associate Professor Patrice Darrington, Director of the Master of Science in Real Estate Development Program.
Class of 2020, you have completed an intense and demanding program in a time of extraordinary challenge. In the face of this, you have explored more rigorously, practiced your technical skills more diligently, and honed your professional knowledge more sharply. You are exemplary young real estate professionals who will make a substantial contribution to the built environment. And you have developed a sense of empathy and social cohesion. Your personal bonds and your professional network will be at the core of your brilliant careers. Congratulations. Go forth and create a better world. Build for all people and make money. It is now my honor to present the candidates for the Masters of Science in Real Estate Development degree. Thank you. Anthony Adams. Munice Aksoy. Mohammed Jafar Al-Lawati. Jude Al-Shadafat. Abdul Mohsen Al-Koha. Rawan Al-Shaheri. Hangjae An. William Clark Anderson. Roger Arauco Escobar. Alejandro Aguiles Montemayor. Mohammed Atta. Ignacio Backhaus. Alexandros Balili. Ignacio J. Barrera. Anacel V. Bautista. Chris Blakeney. Christopher Michael Bonaventura. Alan C. Braun, Jarrod Ray Soriano Caranto, Colby Carruthers, Mercedes Victoria Castrello Huntley, Theodore Nicolai Katinistru, King Ivan Chan, Cody Yu Chen, Harry Chen, Hong Ji Chen, Sichu Chen, Jiwan Chen, Mingay Cheng, Napon Chinwatankakit, Tatiana Colejo da Fonseca, Michael DeSalvo, Patrick Fletcher Devoe, Charbel Aid, Angel Eng, Ricardo Espinosa Gil, Laura Falaha, Yue Fang, Spencer Logan Feldman, Maria Victoria Genuino, Zaid Gwawi, Jonna Haber, James Halley, Matthew Han, Lee Hale, Cameron Hastings, Bennett Lewis Heller, Frank Martz Henry III, Sabah Haydayan, Jonathan Hong, Gino Harani, Ying Hu, Li Wan Shua, Julia Hyman, Charles Atwater James, Yusu Jiang, Powell Jankowski, Hongkai Jiang, Guanji Jin, Joy Emanuela Jordan, Joel Cahen, Kyungmo Kang, Yoonji Kang, Jiahang Kuang, Mattia Kulusik, Kwan Nagai Lam, Dean Lash, Ian Yat Yoon Lee, Ensam Lee, Aylin Liai, TNG Liai, Laura Wenlu Lee, Jialong Lee, Yating Lee, Jingchen Liu, Ji Liu, Yingbo Liu, Victoria Leslie Logan, Frederick Lovensky-Old, Shi Hui Lu, Dmitry Majdalani, Dixon Cropper Mallory, Casa Martinez Gonzalez, Masashi Matsumura, Mac Means, James Melody, Timothy Mercier, Michael Minufar, Quinn Man Montano, Stephen Morris, Samantha Mumitsu Huff, Cameron Nagler, Timothy Nash, Patricia Oliveira Rodriguez, Jeonghyun Park, Mayqueen Pan, Pavel Petrov, Julio Packard, Hunter Pye, Aaron Purcell, Jose Luis Quiroz Diaz, Janish Radatia, Maya Rangathan, Sam Robinson, Byron Russell, Christopher George Sachs, Yuk Hang Joshua Shum, Jihao Su, Suri Sun, Alexander Cerna, Jian Tang, Zahid Tapia, Vera Tay, Megan Taylor Steshin, Samuel Ting Zhuo Min, Sebastian Velez Sanchez, Jorge Luis Vidal, Meisha Visram, Jiyu Wan, Jingling Wang, Shuo Wang, Tongyu Wang, Catherine Yuhao Wang, Zhuyun Wang, Dixon Wu, Kristen Wu, Yiwei Wu, Zhen Wu, Shangui Zhu, Yanjun Zhu, Brian Yang, Yakuo Yang, Yan Ying, Kayak Jin Yun, Yesong Yun, Elizabeth Zaralos, Michael Zhang, William Zhang.
And now we welcome Professor Jorge Otero-Pailos, Director of the Master of Science in Historic Preservation Program.
In the name of the Historic Preservation faculty, I want to express our heartfelt congratulations to you on your graduation. I also want to recognize and thank your families who've supported you all along the way. For the last 2 years, Columbia was your world, your circumstances. Each of you shaped the school through your own concerns, and you were also shaped by the school, by our own shared concerns for achieving not only a healthy environment and a just society, but also, and equally importantly, a society that remembers. For we have no measure of what a healthy environment and a just society can be unless we're able to remember what they were. As preservationists, you know better than anyone that memory, just like the self, is not a metaphysical, immaterial essence. You know that society's ability to remember is enmeshed in our physical circumstances. That our ability to remember the justices and the injustices of the past is enabled or disabled by the physical environment, by old buildings and sites. You also know, from studying those old buildings and sites, that the past was not always better, just as it was not always worse. The same is true for the future. The world you're transitioning into will not necessarily be worse than the present, nor will it necessarily be better. The future is a circumstance that will shape you and that you have the opportunity to shape. At Columbia, you learn how to shape the future through preservation. As a preservationist, you will shape the future by recognizing it's already at work here within the world we live in. Congratulations, class of 2020. My hat's off to you. Mariana Avila Flynn, Drew L. Barnhart, Noramon Bohidata, Claire Kansila, Sreya Chakraborty, Wanlung Chung, James Churchill, Faye Dung, Allison Danielle Fricky, Laura O. C. Garnier, Shreya M. Goshal, Scott Goodwin, Emily Junker, Soyoung Kim, Bingyu Lin, Kathleen Maloney Lowe, Aaron Murphy, Seo Jun Oh, Caitlin Rudin Gardenhire, Sarah Sargent, Yu Song, Gwen Stricker, Micah Charles Tishanor, Yu Wu, Xian Zhu, Yasong Du.
And now we welcome Professor Weiping Wu, Director of the Master of Science in Urban Planning program.
Dear students, congratulations to all of you, the Columbia Urban Planning Class of 2020. You have accomplished so much despite the uncertainty that the current crisis brings to each of us. We are very proud of you, and I so wish we could celebrate your achievements in person with friends and families right now. Graduation is a day of transition. It marks the beginning, or perhaps juncture for some of you, of a long journey to engage with a world that demands collective visions. No matter where the journey takes you, and I hope two things will travel with you. First, I know you will continue the road that you have started at UP and GSAPP and stay true to the values we hold: justice, community, and resilience. Here, let me quote what a former student once said: planning is all about expanding opportunities and breaking down barriers between the lives we lead and the world we live in. Second, you are part of UP's present and, more importantly, its future. At various steps of your professional journey, we look forward to learning about your accomplishments and challenges. So let's stay connected. You will be our bridge to the practice of planning and beyond, and our reservoir of ideas and support. Again, congratulations.
Connor Allerton, Alexandra Spalili, Dare Ann Spears Brawley, Alana Browdy, Mariah Chekmorova, Mingye Cheng, J.C. Chong, Rebecca Cook, Grace Ann Dickinson, Maya Zalika Ephraim, Aileen Felicio Estefan, Emilio Felipe Flamenco, Kate Galvo, Yuan Gao, Shreya Gashoshal, Christine Gahoso, Jake Maya Galvin, Luis Ahanles Gonzalez Samot, Yue Han, Ying Wen He, Joy Huang, Zheng Zhejia, Juwan Jun, Emily Yunker, Eunji Kang, Kevin Kim, Razier Koame, Richard Le, Yining Lei, Lin Yu Simon Lee, Lorraine Liao, Jory Liu, Xinyu Liu, Shiyu Ma, Sean Robert Nelson, Shakired Oniyanji, Andrea Partenil, Anish Pandakar, James Samuel Piacentini, Helen Pearson, Garrett Chase Riha, Lu Yun Shao, Shoshana Alexa Schoenfeld, Karthana Sudhaka, Carolyn Thompson, Chongyuan Wang, Jade Watkins, Savannah Shaowei Wu, Zheng Xin, Liu Yang, Ronak Zaman, Quantong Zhang.
And now we welcome Associate Professor Malvo Hudson, Director of the Ph.D. in Urban Planning program.
First off, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2020. You should be proud of this important achievement. I want to acknowledge that you're entering the world during a very difficult time. As urban planners, we try to address important issues ranging from global pandemics to climate change. Fortunately, I am confident that you possess the knowledge, analytical skills, ambition, and compassion to make a positive difference in society. I wish you all the very best. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduates receiving the Doctor of Philosophy in Urban Planning.
Mateo Stiglich, with a thesis entitled City Unplanning, the Techno-Political Economy of Privately Financed Highways in Lima. Siobhan Watson, with a thesis entitled Building on Local Successes, the Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant Program and its Lessons for Federal Climate Policy.
And now we welcome Lecturer in Architecture Mark Wasuda and Professor Felicity Scott, co-directors of the Masters of Science in Critical, Curatorial, and Conceptual Practice program.
It's no secret that Felicity and I feel extremely lucky to work with the students who come to CCCP. Yes, we are proud of them, of their work, of all they achieve in the program and their incredible accomplishments after. But pride doesn't capture the full sense of what I'm describing. We are also continually engaged, excited, and challenged by their work. We are quite convinced that we have the sharpest, most conceptually inventive, most intellectually provocative students in all of architecture. This year is no different. Indeed, this class shines uncommonly brilliantly and has produced a stellar set of thesis projects. And they have done this without recent access to libraries, which is a tough constraint. They've done this with one hand tied behind their back, and they've managed it with equanimity and poise, which is even more impressive. Please let me introduce the graduating CCCP class of 2020. Jumana Abbas, Fernanda Karlovic, Francesca Johansson, Zoe Isabel Cowder-Nailbuff, Emma Lee McDonald, Isabel Tan, Alexandra Caintel, Jose Luis Villanueva, Chen Yan.
And now we welcome Professor Kate Orff, Director of the Masters of Science in Architecture and Urban Design program.
On behalf of the entire Urban Design program and all of our faculty, I wanted to extend the warmest congratulations to you, your friends, and family on this day of commencement in 2020. Over the past year together, we've grappled with incredibly complex questions that span social, environmental, political, and spatial narratives. And you have responded to these challenges with grace, poise, grit, determination, and resilience. It has not only been in these past weeks during the COVID pandemic period that you've displayed these incredible qualities, but throughout the year, interacting with us, your faculty, and with your peers. I would only encourage you to carry these incredible traits, this passion about urbanism and urban design forward in everything that you do into the future. We're so thrilled for you. You did it. Congratulations. It was a great class and a great year. And now it is my pleasure to announce the recipients of the Master in Science in Architecture and Urban Design degrees. Congratulations. Nikita. Asia. Kalla Abukoder, Monira Al-Ajaji, Khatem Al-Catalan, Mary Allen, Germán Eduardo Bajamón López, Hugo Alberto Bovea García, Lino Cáceres Caamaño, Tal Fuerste, Stuti Ganatra, Jing Guo, Mansu Han, Shuo Han, Tian Hao, Jian Hua, Richie Robert Ju,
Eleni Stefania Kalapoda, Elvi Rahman Khan, Palvasha Sofia Khan, Claudia Kleffman, Laszlo Kovacs, Sophie Taeyun Lee, Min Jong Lee, Nina Lish, Xin-Wei Liu, Einat Lubliner, Candelaria Mas Okhmashevich, Basant Mail Bahanan, Antonia Medina Abel, Kunal Rahesh Mokastar, Ashwin Nambiar, Nina Endichu, Jaime Palacios Anaya, Angus Palmer, Dan Wei Pan, Anay Perez Manrique, Yuan Qin, Sharvari Raj, Shaylee Shah, Sushmita Shekhar, Niharika Shekhawat, Pratibha Singh, Victoria Vuono, Guan Yi Wu, Yizo Annie Wu, Chao Joy Wu, Joe Wu, Ilei Zhu, Yao Yao, Mengan Zhang, Ting Zhang, Wei Zhang, Yi Zhang, Zixuan Zhang, Chris Haotong Zhang.
And now we welcome Associate Professor of Professional Practice, Andres Haki, Director of the Masters of Science in Advanced Architectural Design program.
Hello everyone. I'm really happy to be here with you today. Huge congratulations to all the graduates and very especially to the A&D class. I remember the very first day that we met each other and you made it. You're going to be commencing in a role in transformation where you're very needed. So go for it. And now it is my pleasure to announce the graduates of the Master of Science in Advanced Architectural Design program.
Tarun Tony Abraham, Matthew Kevin Acer, Anam Isar Ahmed, Snija Ayyar, Hajir Saleh Al-Qusaybi, Sultan Al-Faisal, Fibai An, Ethan Isaiah Bennett, Sritoma Bhattacharjee, Noi Bu Ranasihi, Said Burka, Oscar Caballero, Haitong Shen, Hongji Chen, Joyce Chen, Xijing Chen, Kiasi Chen, Yanan Shen, Hairi Choi, Leon Ismail, Peixe Fang, Shaolin Feng, Yanxi Fu, Ambra Gadda, Jinis Pravin Kavita Yadaya, Guifeng Gao, Dylan Goldvide Denton, Santo Golapudi, Benjamín Gómez Arango, Federico Guadalberto Castelo Branco González, Kaida Mohamed Sujair Kutuk, Sengyang He, Jinin He, Guillermo Evia García, Xiao Xia Hu, Xie Xie Hu, Yu Xin Hu, Xinin Hua, Luyi Huang, Alex Hutbalker Rey, Han Sul Yen, Ayushi Yoshi, Yolene Emily Joseph, Basam Alexander Kadura, Sirenia Kem, Yukong Kim, Azul Maria Klex, Ibrahim Kombarji, Sally Vipul Kotari, Nikki Kurti, Yu Shan Wak, Byung Gryung Lee, Chang Bing Lee, Cha-Yang Lee, Jinhua Lee, Yunwei Lee, Xiaoshuan Li, Shutiang Liu, María Victoria Machi, Shengyui Mao, Arvind Mirsahanian, Dimo, Farah Monib, Rafaela Olivares, Champagne, Rohan Parek, Yekyung Park, Christian Pineda, Wang Wei Ren, Sofía Rivera Saldana, Asil Salem Sahal, Kabir Shani, Randall Scott Scoville, Yishuan Xu, Manuela Siffert Porto, Yuna Song, Christopher Stavros Spirakos, Chungchang Sai, Helena Urdaneta, Utra Parguese, José Luis Vintimilla Granda, Lin Xiaoyi Wan, Qi Yan Wang, Yasheng Wang, Ray Wang, Lexi Wei Wang, Xiyue Wang, Jingjing Wu, Catherine Ye Xiong, Lu Shu, Yang Kun Yang, Mingyang Aki Yu, Shihan Yu, Shijin Sheng, Han Shang, Yinyuan Shang, Mengshe Shang, Xingyi Shang, Yeshi Shang, Qifang Shang, Shushan Shou, Xinglu Shu.
And now we welcome Associate Professor David Benjamin, Director of Advanced Architecture Studios, and IDC Foundation Associate Professor of Housing Design Hilary Sample, Director of Core Architecture Studios, to introduce the Master of Architecture program graduates.
Dear MArch graduates, you did it. I want to congratulate you on an incredible journey at GSAPP. For the past 3 years, we have witnessed your intelligence, design skills, and creativity. We've been inspired by your passion, ingenuity, and humanity. You are leading the way and challenging the status quo, as the next generation always does. This is an unusual time, and it's difficult in many ways, but it also shows us that change is possible. A reset is possible. Our current moment affirms the hypothesis at GSAPP that we can design a better world, and this world may come to be. Congratulations, MArch Class of 2020.
Graduates of the Class of 2020, I am proud of all that you accomplished in 3 years. As individuals and as a class, you stand out for your thoughtful, forward-looking work. It was a pleasure and a privilege to teach you, watch your growth, witness friendships form, travel together, and to learn from you. Your strong spirit, determination, and fearlessness, especially over these last weeks, is notable and inspiring. I hope you will return again and again to your time at GSAPP and keep in touch with your colleagues and especially your teachers. We want to hear from you. I wish you all the best as you continue forward on your journey. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the graduates with their Master of Architecture. Congratulations. Munessa Aksoy, Joud Al-Shadafai, Grace Elizabeth Ali, Sarah Al-Mutlaq, William Clark Anderson, Blythe Archibald, Gaji Baganal, Dalton Baker, Adina Rose Bauman, Stephanie Marie Bigelow, Jack Blythe, Mercedes Victoria Casterlo Huntley, Gabriel Chan, Yu Shu Yuan Cheng, Shu Yuan Chun, Karen Choi, Mateo Cordera, Anna Margaret Kritura, Huyang Rock Do, Bokang Du, Bakan Eminisoy, Mark Alexander Frankel, Allison Danielle Fricke, Luisa Guimarães Furia, Wentao Dexter Goha, Hector Andreas Garcia Cabeza, Zihad Guai, Julia Marie Gillen, Benjamin James Gillis, Rebecca Lauren Greenberg,
Wendy Yutang Guan. Jacob Michael Gillenson. Ge Gao. Xinfan Gao. Nixing Huang. Li Han Jin. Guang Ji Jin. Yun Wang Kang. Brandon Klein Capel. Mian K. Andrew Kyung. Isaac Min Kim. So Jin Kim. Ian Yat Young Lee. Hao Ming Lee. Shirabin Lee. Brenda Lim. Wenya Liu. John Willem Lynch. Massimiliano Malago. Frank Marcus Mendel. Michael McDowell. Kate McNamara. Eduardo James Meneses. Timothy Mercer. Lucy Navarro. Matthew Ninavaji. Tola Hunayangi. Morgan Ruth Parrish. Yulin Peng. Wenna Pfeiffer. James Samuel Piacentini. Alexandros Prince Wright. Julia Piskowski. Xin Ching. Lu Ching Kai. Helena Ramos Musetti Pestana. Christine Ling Shi. Sangui Xing. Erica Mina Song. Maxime Saint Pierre Ostrander. Peter Stoll. Adam Paul Sisinek. Ugur Tan. Nika Tepper. Shangyu Chen. Emily Tobin. Jamie Vinicor. Danley Wang. Xing Ying Wang. Jianyu Wang, Yan Wang, Kachung Alex Wang, Qi Yang, Qianyan Zhou, Wushen Zhou, Yu Zhou.
And now we welcome Professor Felicity Scott, Director of the Ph.D. in Architecture program, to return to announce the architecture doctoral graduates.
This is a very proud moment, not only for me, but for everyone involved with GSAPP's Ph.D. program in architecture. For we're celebrating an unprecedented number of completed dissertations, and with them or through them an extraordinarily significant body of research that contributes in many ways to expanding the concerns of and hence enhancing the state of our discipline. And we're also celebrating the program's role in fostering so many incredibly talented and committed teachers. I do, of course, wish that we could have been celebrating in person, but given the circumstances, I hope that we continue to find new forms of connection and of solidarity in so-called isolation. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the graduates receiving the Doctor of Philosophy in Architecture. Christopher Ainsley Cowell, with a thesis entitled The Cantonments of Northern India, Colonialism and the Counter-Urban, 1765 to 1889. Holly Amber Kennedy, with a thesis entitled Modernism's Politics of Land, Settlement Colonialism and Migrant Mobility in the German Empire, from Prussian Poland to German Namibia, 1884 to 1918. Andrea Jean Merritt, with a thesis entitled The Professional is Political, the Women's Movement in American Architecture, 1971 to 1985. Jonah Rowan, with a thesis entitled Materials, Labor and Apprehension, Building for the Threat of Fire Across the 19th Century British Atlantic. Manuel Schwarzberg-Carriot, with a thesis entitled Designing Post-Industrial Society, Settler Colonialism and Modern Architecture in Palm Springs, California, 1876 to 1977. Norihiko Tsuneishi, with a thesis entitled Rice and Coal, Worship of Inari Shrines in Japan's Commercial and Industrial Landscape, 1673 to 1864.
As we conclude the 2020 Graduate School of Architecture Planning and Preservation Commencement program, I want to particularly congratulate all of the winners of the 2020 Student Awards. You can visit the GSAPP Commencement website to see a complete list of the recipients. Please also visit the website to access the 2020 end-of-year show. It's held virtually this year, and it highlights our amazing students' work, which happened throughout the academic year. Graduates, we hope that you will celebrate your achievements heartily. Please allow us to follow remotely by sharing your commencement celebrations with us through social media using hashtag GSAPP2020. We will be celebrating you today and cheering you on in the month and years ahead. We're so proud to have you join our vast network of alumni around the world, and we look forward to welcoming you home to Avery Hall as often as your journey leads you back. And now it's my honor to say congratulations to the Columbia GSAPP class of 2020. Congratulations.